There is a specific kind of pain that comes from spending good money on a bike that looks the part, arrives at your door gleaming and sharp, and then falls apart the moment you actually ride it. It happens more than you think. The cycling industry is full of brands that have mastered the art of looking premium. Carbon style finishes, aggressive geometry, names that sound vaguely European, while quietly cutting every corner that matters. Today, we're exposing 8 bikes that look expensive but are absolute trash. No softening, no diplomatic language, just the truth about what these bikes are and why you should keep your wallet firmly in your pocket. Let's get into it. Number 8. Volano Shadow 3.0 Road Bike. The Volano Shadow looks the part. Dropped handlebars, a sleek frame, a price point around $300 that seems too good to be true. And it is. The components, the brakes, the shifters, the derailleur are sourced from the absolute bottom of the supply chain. The kind of parts that make bike mechanics groan. Braking is inconsistent at best and dangerous at worst. The shifting never holds a tune, no matter how many times you adjust it. At $300, you'd be far better off buying a used bike from a reputable brand than trusting your safety to this one. Walk away. Number 7. Mongoose Dolomite Fat Tire Bike. Fat tire bikes look incredible. Wide, aggressive tires, burly frame, the visual promise of conquering any terrain you point at it. The Dolomite delivers on the aesthetic and almost nothing else. The frame is brutally heavy. This bike weighs more than some motorcycles. Components are budget grade across the board. The fork has zero suspension despite the terrain it appears designed for. Ride it on anything beyond flat pavement and it reveals how much of this bike is visual promise without mechanical delivery. It looks like an adventure machine. It rides like a punishment. Number 6. Decathlon Rock Rider ST100. Decathlon has genuine hits in their lineup, but the Rock Rider ST100 is not one of them. It's sold as a mountain bike with mountain bike geometry, mountain bike tires, and mountain bike aesthetics. But the components are so far below the demands of actual trail riding that calling it a mountain bike is misleading. The brakes fade on any descent with real grade. The derailleur struggles from the very first technical ride. This is a bike designed to be photographed next to a trail, not ridden on one. Buy a better Decathlon model or skip the brand for trail riding entirely. But before we continue, I need to tell you something. My wife bet me I'd never hit 1,000 subscribers. She says I'm too old for it and that nobody wants to watch a guy my age. So if this video is helping you out, hit that subscribe button and help me shut her up at the dinner table. All right, now let's get back to it. Number 5, Gravity FSX 1.0 Full Suspension Mountain Bike. Full suspension under $500. The marketing practically writes itself. Front and rear suspension, disc brakes, 21 speeds, aggressive styling. Here's the reality. The suspension is so poorly engineered that it adds weight without adding meaningful performance. The rear shock bottoms out constantly. Frame flex creates handling issues that get sketchy on descents. The disc brakes need constant adjustment and still don't bite cleanly. Full suspension done wrong isn't just useless, it's actively worse than a good hardtail at a third of the price. The Gravity FSX is a perfect example. Number 4, Trinx M136 Mountain Bike. Trinx bikes appear constantly on budget comparison lists and photograph beautifully. Aggressive frame shapes, a color palette that screams performance, component listings that look reasonable on paper. Then you ride one. The welds are inconsistent. The bottom bracket creaks within weeks. Shifting cables stretch faster than normal, and the derailleur can't compensate. For casual riding on flat paths, it holds together, barely. Put it under any real load, any real gradient, any real trail, and the Trinx M136 reveals what it is: a bike built to be sold, not ridden. Number 3, Highland Road, Bike 700C. Highland is a brand that exists almost entirely on Amazon, sustained by product photography that would make a professional cycling brand jealous. The 700C road bike looks clean, modern, and capable. The reality is questionable weld quality, brake calipers that demand faith at any real speed, and a drivetrain that produces interesting new sounds every week. The saddle is uncomfortable within the first mile. The handlebar tape unravels embarrassingly quickly. This is a bike built to earn 5-star reviews from people who've never ridden anything better. If you have, you'll know within the first 100 meters. Number 2, Joystar Road Bike. Joystar checks every box at first glance. Lightweight aluminum frame, Shimano branded components, 21 speeds, sleek finish, competitive price. Here's the catch. Shimano makes components across many quality tiers, and Joystar sources from the absolute bottom. Shimano Tourney is appropriate on a child's first bicycle. On a road bike sold to adults for real riding, it is inadequate. Add geometry that fits nobody in particular, brake levers with the feel of cheap toys, and a fork that transmits every road imperfection into your hands, and you have a bike that earns its place at number 2. And number 1, Royal Baby Space Shuttle Kids bike sold to adults. This isn't marketed as an adult bike, but enough adult buyers have purchased it after seeing the low price and polished listing that it earns a place here. The Space Shuttle is engineered for children. When adults ride it, the frame flexes in ways it was never tested for, weight limits are exceeded, and the brakes, designed for lightweight child riders on flat ground, become a genuine safety concern. The fact that this bike carries positive reviews from adult riders says everything about how effectively product photography overrides common sense. 8 bikes, 1 lesson. A bike that looks expensive is not the same as a bike that is good. Check the components, check the welds, read reviews from people who actually ride. Your safety depends on getting this right.